Hi there, welcome back to Garden Girl. My name is Breanna. Beau and I are here in the garden today, and I'm going to give you a tour of what's been growing, and we're also going to do a little harvest of some vegetables. So let's get into it. So the first bed here, we have some really beautiful Zohara zinnias growing, and I planted these a few weeks ago now, and they're really starting to grow nicely. And I planted some dolly basil in between, and it's looking very healthy, and French marigolds, and at the back some tall cosmos, which will fill up nicely in the back. Over here we got lots of beets coming. I'm going to be harvesting these today. They're getting nice and large, and they'll be perfect for supper tonight. And we got Swiss chard mixed in. Swiss chard and beets are actually from the same family, so they look really similar. This is Swiss chard here, and then this is beets. And you can eat the leaves of both of them the same way, and they're really good. Over here we have more Swiss chard coming. And then we have some bush peas, and there's actually a couple peas coming right there. So that's awesome. Finally they're starting to come. Normally I would start harvesting them in June, but this year they're later for some reason, probably because of the rain we had. But they're coming. Next bed, lots of lettuce mix, and we've been picking this for a while now and enjoying it. Keeps coming back, and it's really good. Good flavor, stays tender and doesn't get bitter as long as you keep cutting it and keep it watered. So it's looking really good. Back here I got a bit of parsley. There, it's starting to grow there now. Calendula, and the celery this year has been really slow. That's okay. Next bed here are all bush beans, and they're growing nicely. They're healthy now. They're not getting any bites like they were at first. Sometimes when plants are under stress, they get a bit of pest problems, and that's why they kind of look a bit chewed. But now they're starting to come back up, so they're looking really good. That's green bush beans there, and then over here I have yellow bush beans, and they're starting to flower. That'll be good. One thing with bush beans, or beans in general, is you want to make sure the deer don't get to them. Otherwise you won't be getting any beans. I think they nip the flowers off. They're really bad, yeah. So they nip the flowers off. So if you're wondering sometimes why you're not getting beans and it's middle of the summer, then check, make sure that the deer aren't chewing on them. I've had that happen a few times. Here I have some nice tomato plants. Zucchini has been a little bit slow, but it's still coming. Got calendula, more zucchini. Have to weed this bed. Over here got more zucchini, some marigolds, French marigolds, or tomatoes, and these ones actually have some tomatoes coming, so that's awesome. Over here we have tasty green cucumbers, and they're doing really well from seed. Looking very healthy. And have some more Italian parsley. I could probably pick this one, start using it. And then over here is lots of tomatoes, a bit of bush beans, and they're coming real nice, the tomatoes, really nice. Some in between there you can see coming. Bees are starting to pollinate them, the bumblebees. You know, bumblebees are the only bees that can pollinate tomatoes. That's pretty cool. So I got some nice tomatoes coming. And here I have the tiger eye bush beans, which is a drying bean. More marigolds. And I have a bit of gazanias in between. There's a gazania flowering somewhere here. Was it? Oh, here it is. That's kind of what they look like. They come, you can get multicolored ones and they come in some pretty colors. Last bed here I have kind of a three sisters method going on, which means you grow squash and then corn. Here's the corn. And then you grow beans up the corn, pole beans. So that's going interesting. So far so good. These are pumpkins over here. And then over on this side I have some butternut squash. And then you can see the beans starting to climb up the corn there. Looking good. Very healthy. So it'll be fun to see how that turns out. The garlic is almost ready to be harvested. If you didn't see my last video about garlic, I talked about when to harvest them, and the two bottom leaves, or some of the bottom leaves, have to be dried up, and it looks like that's the case with this garlic. So it's getting there. We're over here by the peach trees, and they're looking really good. The peaches are starting to form on them, and these are about 4 or 5 year trees. So they're getting mature. Last year we had a good harvest on them, our first big harvest. And this year looks really good as well. Pretty soon we'll be getting some nice peaches. The apples are looking really good this year. Really healthy. They just have a little bit of codling moth on them. Next year I'm going to try setting up some traps for the codling moth. This year I didn't have time, but it's supposed to work really good. So that'll be fun, but they look really good. A nice harvest of organic apples this year. And these are all our apple trees along here. I think there's about 5 or 6 of them.